What's up everyone? So I wanted to show you all quickly a couple of things that I noticed about the Ace Pro 2 in my testing. And I noticed this when I was comparing the Ace Pro 2 to the Action 5, and I set the max ISO on the Ace Pro 2 to 800. My idea was that when I would notice myself being underexposed, then I could turn on pure video mode to allow that setting to give me the best quality low light image possible. But before, I noticed that the image was underexposed. Even when I set the max ISO at 800, I was getting a ton of noise when I looked back at the footage. So I did some testing, and what I found is that max ISO setting was not sticking when you powered the camera off and then back on. Let me just see if I can show you what I'm talking about rather than explain it. All right, so as you can see, my ISO is set to max of 400, right? So because I just powered the camera on, if I go up to 800, how does it go down in exposure? Did you see that? Now watch this. That's what max 400 actually looks like. So let's power the camera off. Oops. And back on. And you see we're overexposed for that ISO setting. This is not ISO max at 400. Again, it goes down. When you bring it up, it doesn't make sense, you see? Now, I played around with several of the settings. I'm in matrix mode right now, but I've tried to turn on face priority. That doesn't correct the issue. There's only one condition where it actually corrects the issue, and that is, I'll do this one more time just to show you, because I did tap on that. Okay. See, definitely not a fluke. The only way that you can get this to apply, let's get it to apply here, is to set the shutter speed manually. So if I set it to 1/60, for example, my ISO, max ISO is at 400. As you can see, at every step of the way, it actually rises. So let's set it down to 400 so this effect will be obvious. And then let's turn the camera off. And then back on. And as you can see, that setting stuck. Whenever I set the shutter speed manually, I can come up and it will expose according to that max ISO setting there. So again, let's go here. Let's turn it to auto. For some reason it's choosing 1/40, but let's go with it. All right, the max ISO setting is set to 400. I can see it increasing. And if I turn the camera off, and back on, boom. See the exposure? That is not max ISO 400, because when I go up, you can see the exposure go down here. That's what ISO 400 looks like. So the other thing that I would like to show you is the fact that when you set the max ISO here, let's say I'm in this scenario and I'm underexposed, right? So I'm like, okay, let's just go to pure video so that I can be exposed properly. Pure video. which it's gonna look a lot better, but you see how dim it is? Well, I'm exposed 0.3. Let me turn that to, just to get, so nobody thinks that the EV compensation is causing this. All right, so this is actually, now let's power it off and back on. This is actually, well, face priority is on. The setting for max ISO being at 400 has stuck. I would prefer if that would not apply to Pure Video and Pure Video were allowed to use the entire ISO range, because it does such a good job, the AI chip and everything in this camera, at reducing noise. I would like for the camera to be able to use all of the ISO range in that scenario. But as you can see here, if I power the camera off and back on, it's going to be in Pure Video mode, but now my max ISO has been erased. So now you can see how it's exposed right here. So if I go, I don't even have that's a max ISO setting. I have to go back into regular video mode and then adjust the max ISO, turn it to auto, and then if I go into Pure Video mode, it's now using the full ISO range, like it was when I powered off and back on, because that setting completely disappears. Anyway, y'all, I hope you were able to see that. Please let me know down in the comments if you're able to reproduce this or you're having this problem, or if you're not able to reproduce this and aren't having this issue, also let me know so that I can know if I need to send my camera back to Insta360 and get a new one that doesn't have this issue. However, I'm about 95% sure that this is not a hardware issue and it's a firmware issue, because if it were a hardware issue, those settings wouldn't be able to be applied at all by toggling the setting. Anyway, if you found this helpful, entertaining, or informative, please smash the like button. And if you enjoy camera review content like this, please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.